Thanks for joining us, and let's get started.
Welcome to our series on A Beginner's Guide to Spirituality. This episode will discuss spirituality and success. We'll talk on how spirituality brings success in business, how spirituality brings success in relationships, applied spirituality, and how spirituality brings you power. As usual, we'll introduce you to your personal challenge, which is designed to get you in the habit of practicing things that are healthy for the new you. Ready? Awesome. Let's get started. With that, we invite you to get settled in a place where you can digest this information without interruption or struggle, clear your mind, and get ready to take the next step in a vital transformation. Let's start with a brief moment of silence to focus and meditate on what you're about to learn, receive, and practice.
Hi everybody, I would like to talk to you in this session about spirituality and success. Is spirituality and success go together? And the answer is absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Why? Because think about it. When you are spiritual, as we just explained, you are into giving. You want to give. You're selling a merchandise for the sake of the other person enjoy. So if you're sitting from the other side of the table, you're the spiritual one and you're selling a merchandise. You're selling something to the other side. Think about it. Why are you selling it? You're selling it just to make money. That's not spiritual. But if you're selling it because you believe that that product is a good product and it's actually going to benefit the person who's buying it from you, that's already spirituality because you're thinking about the other person. So spirituality gives you certainty because you don't have doubts about your product. You absolutely know that that will help that individual. So how are you doing it? With so much passion, with so much joy, because you're telling them and you mean it. This really can help you. This really can make your life better. This product will absolutely help you. Now, what happens if you are not spiritual? Then you no longer think about the other person. You're just thinking about how can I get the money that I want to get. So when you're coming from a spiritual point of view, everybody want to make a business with you because they know you are thinking about them. In the beginning of a cell phone business, I don't know if you remember that time. It used to be a funny things that going on. Every time you change your phone, you have to change your charger with that. You have to pay for the charger as well. It's not enough you change your phone and pay for the phone, you change the charger. That's not a nice way to take care of the customer. You know, taking care of a customer is basically how it's going to be good for the customer, how it's going to be good for them. All airline, all people know that when you're serving people and you're thinking about them, you just think how to serve them better, that business will do well. Thinking about simple place like restaurant. Why are you going back to a restaurant? Because of the taste of the food or the service? Both. That's what defines a restaurant. The food has to taste good and the service. What happens if the food is terrible and the service is well? Or the service is terrible and the food is perfect? What do you think? If the service is well, you will think again maybe to go back there. But if the service is terrible, you're not going back there. What do we learn from that? When you practice spirituality, which means giving, which means caring, which means loving the other individual, your business will go up and up and up. Why? Because people want to do business with you. They feel that you care about them. And I said feel, yes. Feeling is everything in this game. They feel that finally somebody cares about them. You go into one psychologist who cares about you and you went to another psychologist that just want to pass another hour so you can make money. Different type of personality. The one who cares about you, when he go home, if he didn't help you, he sit with himself and thinking, what else can I do to help that individual? So he becomes successful because of that, because more clients bring more clients. One of my clients is a psychologist. And he asked me, Aliyah, how can I develop my practice to grow? And I said, how many sessions take to change the life of an individual? He said, well, normally we, the psychologists, endless. We want to keep the client keep coming again and again because that's how I make money. So can you build a program that in 15 sessions only, you will help the individual? And you promise them that. Can you do such a thing? So this is totally out of the box. I said, do it. He listened to me. God bless him. And by him listening to me, he built his business to be one of the most successful business here in Los Angeles, California, because people start bringing the other friend and client to say, this guy really care. He doesn't want us just to come for 2-3 years to have a session with him. He wants us to get better. And he has 15 weeks to do so, and that's what he does, that's what he commits. So of course, when you are spiritual, your success going unbelievable because you care. Why would you open a business if you don't care for the client? Just to take their money? That's not spirituality there. So think about it. It's unbelievable. Let's take it further. What about your relationship? Is your relationship can get better with your spirituality? Of course. Sometimes if you are involved in a relationship, if you marry, husband, wife situation, partner, we're going to do mistake. Husband does mistake, partner, wife, we all going to do mistake. What do you do? What do you do if your wife, husband, partner, somebody you committed to, exactly whatever they promised yesterday is not happening? Are you cut it, say, no more, I'm out of here? Or you're saying, one little mistake, come on, I'm going to find a place to forgive that individual. I'm going to find something within me to love that individual. I'm talking about small things that it's not worth fighting for. A lot of time, people with no spirituality going into what we call the justice department. You know what the justice department means? I'm always ask couples who come to see me. My client will come to see me with problem in their marriage. Before we start, you know what I'm asking them? Are you here to be right or to be happy? You got to tell me before we start. If you want to be right, I have to tell you, we're not going to be happy here. If you want to be happy, then let go of being right. You got to make a decision in life. If you're in a relationship with people, being happy should be the goal, not being right. The highway of being right and the highway of being happy somehow run parallel to each other. They never meet each other. They never cross each other. They just go next to each other. So being happy should be the goal. In a relationship, when you are more spiritual, you're more forgiving, you're more kind, you're more making an effort to see the good in one another. It's just growing and growing and growing. Relationship without spirituality, what is it based on, right? It's based on justice. It's right. It's not fair. It is fair. What if my partner did something to me absolutely not fair, right? And I get upset and I get angry. I have the right to become angry. I have the right to become upset. But from a spiritual point of view, it's totally look different. I have the right to be angry. I have the right to scream. I have the right to leave. I have the right to get divorced. But I'm not going to, because I'm going to find within me a power to stay. I'm going to find within me a power to forgive. I will find within me the power to see the good in them. Because after all, those little problems happen in a relationship are not that big. They become big when we have a lack of spirituality. When you think about spirituality, there is another reason to be motivated to be spiritual. You remember the power you used to have. You know, what does it mean, power you used to have? We all have that power that somehow diminish, not with the age, because sometimes you see people who are 17 years old that have energy of 70 years old, and sometimes you see a 70 years old who have more energy than the 17 years old. What is that power? Where does this power come from? It's the inner power. It's what we call a soul power. You have it inside. And that power gonna come out as you become spiritual. One of my dear friends who happened to pass this year, he passed when he was 94 years old. He was my mentor to life. He was my mentor to business. He was my mentor in a lot of area. Even he called me his mentor. It used to bother me. I said, Bobby, stop calling me your mentor. You're much older than me. He said, Eliyahu, you teach me so many things you have no idea. But Bobby was a unique person. He practiced spirituality that I used to teach him in such a way in every moment. The guy was suffering 4 types of cancer, 3 heart attacks. And he will talk to you like he's 18 years old. Whatever Bobby will do, whatever hospital he will go, he will make the nurses happy, the doctors, the whole hospital will know Bobby just arrived. And he will make sure that everybody will talk about their pain to him. So the power of Bobby never diminished until he decided that this is his time for him to meet the angels and go up there. But for 94 years, I'm telling you, not even a second, he rested, and his power will always on because he was practicing his spirituality in such a beautiful, beautiful way. It was beautiful to watch. He was authentic. He was real. He was caring for people. He was looking around, who was missing something, and he tried to help them. When you are working your life like that and you become more generous, more charitable, more helping the other human being, you start to have that power coming back to you. But if you're thinking just about poor me, victim me, miserable me, how come I don't have the money I need to have, what's wrong, then you're right. You are miserable. You have a good reason to be miserable. So whenever you say, I am miserable or I'm happy, you're right. You're right about whatever you say. Spirituality will give you a bridge out of the misery to the island of happiness. If you want to join me on that journey of being happy, of being spiritual, and then you're going to become happy and have a successful life in all area of life, whatever it is, business, relationship, and in a well-being to get your power back, then please join me on that spiritual journey, because that will get you to places that you could not even believe that you can get to. So please join me on that. I would like to challenge you this week as you practice your spirituality at the place of work. I want you have 1 week, okay, starting Monday till Friday. You will choose one person each day that you're going to be super kind to. You're going to take care of them, whatever it is. Bring them coffee, bring them water, tell them the good words. You're going to practice. And as you practice that, I want you to start feeling the power from within, growing and growing. And there is a smile that's going to be on your face as you're doing it, because you just basically sign into being more spiritual today.
This has been another episode of Vital Transformation's Guided Sessions. For more information, visit us at vitaltransformation.org, where you'll find access to all of our guided sessions, content library, weekly updates, and upcoming events. To keep content like this new, relevant, and free to the public, make a donation today at vitaltransformation.org/donate, or write to us at donate@vitaltransformation.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll speak to you soon.